learning to do today. Yay. Let me talk for just a few minutes. If you don't talk over me, that would make my life good, especially because I'm taping. I'm going to start by saying this. There are 2 times of the school year that are particularly challenging. The first one is mid-September to the end of October. It is after the newness has worn off and the, hey, let's start by reviewing. And then you get into the meat of it and you feel like, oh my God, it's going to last forever. And it's only like September 20th. That part is hard. It is until we get to holidays in November, you feel like you are crawling and your fingers get bloody. The second hardest time is right here, right? This is the second grind. And we go from this point, from the long weekend, all the way to spring break, which is about 5 weeks away. And we are in the thick of it. As seniors, you're beginning to genuinely have your brains drip out the sides of your ear and down your cheek here. I get that. As juniors, you're in the grindy part because your junior AP teachers now are getting panicked because the tests are coming up. And now it's like, hey, all those 8 chapters we didn't finish, let's do them in 1 or 2 days, right? So it is a grind, and I get that. I'm going to do the best I can to try to at least throw in a few more activities for us. The good news for us is the hardest part of pre-calc is behind us after this test. We do stuff you've already done in Algebra 2 and 2 trig, which is logs, which is, it's not like, oh, well, the pre-calc part is even harder. Logs are logs, and they don't really get any harder or easier. And hopefully, if you didn't really like them in Algebra 2 trig, you'll like them now. I know in Algebra 2 you liked them because we did fun zombie problems, and we were all good. We had great tests. For us, though, we do have a bit of a 6-week kind of crawl through until we get to that spring break place. And then literally, the minute you get to spring break, it's like a roller coaster downhill. If you're a junior, you've got stuff going on, there's tests, there's the end of spring sports. It's very crazy. And as seniors, literally every week, there's stuff that's happening for you guys. And the next thing you know, it's like, because you guys are going to be taking finals and stuff like that, like mid-May. And because graduation now is the 29th, right? So it's like a week before everyone else even gets out of school. So it's like you have now even a shorter amount of time. So that's the good news. Keep your eye on the prize, grind through it, hang with me. I know it's tough. Let's talk about what's coming up for us this week. Today we're doing nothing new because I did a lot in the last week and a half, and you right now have remembered very little of it. I know that because I've taught this class twice already today. So we're going to just review today. I'm going to do one problem with you to get your brain going again, and then I'm giving you a practice sheet. I am going to check it tomorrow. It is one of the few that I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. If you want to tonight pull up the answers, because they're going to be in Google Classroom, and write them down, that's fine. I don't care. Get those 4 points if you think they make a difference to you. But here's what. Problems 1, 3, and 4 are going to be on your test, which is next Monday. Exactly. And we're not going to go over it again. So this is the time tonight or tomorrow to say, wait, I tried doing that problem. I don't know how to do it. I'm going to need you to walk me through it again. But if you just write it all down, then because we have one more thing to cover. So this is the day I don't want to leave this till Friday. That's what I'm talking about. So today we just practice everything we've been doing the last 2 weeks. We do one last piece of trig, maybe for some of you forever and ever and ever. If you're going on to college and you're not going into the sciences, you may be just taking statistics classes. This will be the last time you ever see any trig ever and ever and ever. Tomorrow and Thursday, which is trig equations. They're not hard. And then we review on Friday. We test on Monday. Questions to there? No? Okay. Get out a whiteboard pen. We're going to do 2 problems just to get your brain going again. And then you're going to have the rest of the period to work on this review assignment. And I'm going to walk around and help anyone who needs it. Don't forget, today is an SS day. So here we go. Let's start here. Are you ready to rock and roll? Get that purple sheet out. Oh, by the way, tomorrow I'm giving you a new purple sheet. If you want to, I'm giving you the opportunity to rewrite your purple sheet onto the new purple sheet, because on that purple sheet shown on the one I'm passing out tomorrow, I will have a little unit circle already put on it for you. Yeah? So but you can't have both. So you got to pick your purple sheet, and I wouldn't mind you taking the next few days to kind of rewrite it, reorganize it, put it on the new one with the unit circle on it. Yes. No. I have what it's going to look like. Like I found a really good version of it, but I don't have. So you know what? I'll put it in. I'll give you a piece of purple paper, right? And when will you? So you're leaving when? Let's see if I can't do it during brunch. Yeah, let's see if I can't get that done for you. I think I'll have to run and go find some purple paper, but I can do that. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. First thing is purple sheets out. You need your purple sheets. We're looking at the half angle formulas. So right now, that's the trick. You're like, hey, you've given us all these formulas. It's like, yeah, now the trick is figuring out which one you need. So this is what I would do first. I'm gonna walk you through my plan. I'm gonna do this first one with you, and then maybe you try the next one. So the first thing I'm gonna do is this. Whenever I see a theta with some numbers, not a degree, not 30 degrees, not 80 degrees, but a theta with some numbers, draw the triangle. Here's another hint. Whenever you see this action, it's telling you, hey, draw the triangle and put it in the right place. So the first thing that I want all of you guys to do with your neighbors, draw this triangle. Look, I give you the whole directions, like it's like I'm telling you how to get somewhere. Like turn left, go here, go down a few steps, right? Put those numbers in the right place, put it in the right quadrant. You ready? So you're drawing this. So Jace is drawing it to, so he's down here. And then put this onto there. Should be nice numbers. Yep, 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 yep. So we're being really careful. That's, oh, let's try that. Correct. All that from my friend Jace. So I start there. All the problems tonight, I start there, except for number 4. I start there because once I have that, now I can refer back to it whenever I need to, right? So if I need to get sine, I grab it from there. If I need to get cosine, I grab it from there. If I need to get tan, which I never will, I could grab it from there. But he's ready to go. Yay me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my purple sheet. So my purple sheet right now, you are looking it up. You are writing down the formula that matches this. And that's what we're going to do in the next few days with the highlighter, is maybe make it so you know where the hell to find this. You have a lot of formulas, and maybe you're getting a little overwhelmed, like, well, where do I find this one? So hopefully what you're doing is you're searching through and you're finding a formula that looks like this. 1 minus cosine theta over 2. I have a hard time remembering these, so Jordan, my friend, is going to tell me if I picked the wrong formula. Someone's going to, okay. It's the pluses and minuses that kill me. Okay, now all we have to do is plug and crank, right? We got to pick out certain things and put in certain things. So the 1 is good, the 2 is good. I'm going to yank out this cosine theta, just yank it right out, and come over here and use 5 over 13. I'm going to take a breath and make sure everybody is okay. Have I lost anybody? I am actually looking and everyone's good. Step number 2, I'm going to have to clean up that top, so I'm going to get a really nice, easy denominator. I'm going to fix this guy. Remember this? 13 over 13. Look how nice he is. Did I lose anybody on that one? Nice big deep breath. Everybody's okay with that? Yeah, you really not? So this had been 1. So I always want, since they're fractions, I'm just going to whatever, like if that's over 7, I make it 7 over 7. If it's 45, I make it 45 over 45. That way they have a common denominator. Okay, so here's what I get. 13 take away 5, nice easy number. That's just 8 over 13. Taking a deep breath, stopping everybody here, making sure we're all okay. Yeah? Anyone know what the next thing I'm going to do? Twirly flip, love that. Okay, it's reciprocal, but twirly is just a good word to say. Twirly, it's it's one of those few words that sound like what it should be. Twirly, sorry. So I'm going to twirly flip it, right? It's going to be 1 up there, 2 down there. If you are okay with this, can I make it bigger so you all can see it nicely? Is that okay? If you're thinking, what is she doing? I'm just rewriting it big. 8/13 and twirly flip, right? Now, I can go ahead and multiply right now, but how about a little reducing? Can I do a little reducing to make my life a little easier? Yeah, the 8 and the 2. Yeah, let's just do that. So that goes away, and that becomes 4. And I don't even care about this 1 anymore. So I'm good, right? I'm going to take a deep breath and make sure I'm okay here. Now, what someone asked me in first period, they said, hey, I can get to that. I get a little confused here. So there are 3 steps that we take when we have square roots with fractions. Step 1, split it up. Split it into 2 roots. You ready? So let's do this. Square root of 4 over square root of 13. That's step 1. Step 2 is, can I reduce it or take anyone out? Can I simplify this? That, you can't do anything with him, but that stupid 4, I know the square root of 4, so I'm going to just make that 2. That's our step 2, is to simplify that root. Nice. And the step 3 is the thing that we didn't like in geometry, but now we're really good at it. And that's where we don't like it in the denominator. So we multiply the denominator, the numerator, by root 13. 2√13/13. I just heard that from both Kristen and Jace. Nicely done. Now, what we remember, if we look in, hopefully you wrote a little note to yourself on your formula sheet. When in pre-calc we do sign, it's always going to be positive in the front. We're not going to have to worry about the plus minus. In calculus, you might, but not here. But when we do cosine, we may have to worry about it. So we're going to do that next. Let's take a deep breath and make sure we're all okay. Everybody good? Okay, yeah. Yeah, because the only way it's going to end up negative is if it's like 700 degrees, then it'll bump to quadrant 4. Quadrant 4 is where it's positive and negative for sine. Does that make sense? Okay, so here we go. I am going to erase this. Goodbye, you. I am going to have you guys now by yourselves, and I'm going to do it with you in a second, but I'm going to have you start it. Not do this guy. I would like you, sweet lambs, to do that guy. It was 2√13/13. Yes. Huh? That's it. It's a dumb answer, but that's the answer. Yes, I will. It has. Everything is the same, but it's a plus. So here he is. 1 plus cosine theta over 2. I'm not going to lie to you, Tim. I had to look it up last night. There's no way. There's no way I remember these. They're too weird. Love your 13/13. Nice. Watch your word I'm looking for here. Yes. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Do you remember the negative? Yeah, nice. Nice. Yeah, but negative. Anything that's in quadrant 3 or 4 will be negative for cosine. Anything in quadrant 1 or 2 will be positive. Okay. Almost perfect. But there was a little thing that we had to remember when it's, you remember the formula is actually plus or minus? Yeah. So if you start off in quadrant 1 or 2, you go with the plus. If you start off with quadrant 3 or 4, you go with the minus. Boom. Hey, I am going to give my friend Tim a cool little hint here. There is really a plus minus here. And here's a thing that I would write. I call this the Misha Pena rule because she gave it to us nice and short. If you are in quadrant 1 or 2, you're going to get a plus answer because when you cut it in half, they stay positive. When you are in quadrant 3 or 4, you're going to take the negative answer. This bad boy is quadrant 4, so no matter what I get, at the end, I slam on a negative. So here we go. I'm going to follow the Misha rule. Here it is. I'm going to pop this guy out. I'm going to put in 5 over 13 and 13 over 13. I stole that from Mariola there. I'm going to make this 18 over 13. Whirly flip. Little bit of reducing, make my life good. So I'm going to get the square root of 9 over the square root of 13, or 3 root 13 over 13. But I had a lot of my friends remind me of the Misha rule, and they put a negative out there. How did you do? Did you do okay? Did you do okay? Okay, I'm going to stop there. Goodbye, my sweet friends. That was only 16 minutes.